Welcome back to We the People News. Please subscribe, please leave your thumbs up, and please leave your comments. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all the support that you give me on this channel, allowing me to do this. Thank you so much. If you didn't see today's earlier videos, I had two earlier videos. I will link both of them to the end of this video. Please check them out. There's an awful lot of good stuff there I don't want you to miss, and it would help me out a lot. Okay, this video here is going to be sort of like an open forum. We're going to discuss one thing, and that one thing does spread off into other areas, but it all is encompassed with one thing. Y'all please tell me in the comments what you're thinking about it. I'm giving you my views on it, and I would love to know your views on it. And again, we don't have to agree. In fact, if you're having an open forum, it's best that everybody don't agree so we can get different perspectives on the situation. Okay, let's get into this. Will the U.S. face food shortages? It all depends on who you want to listen to. Our government says, yes, we will. But they're giving us conflicting stories about it. They're giving us conflicting information. I mean, on one hand, they say in 6 months we will be facing this food shortage. Okay, that's fine. We got 6 months to prepare, but they're not preparing anything. They're not telling you things you need to do. They're not preparing anything. They're just saying in 6 months we're going to have a food shortage. Well, in my eyes, if you know in 6 months you're going to have a food shortage, you need to start like yesterday getting ready for that 6 months event. But what are they telling us? Not much more than don't hoard. Only buy what you need. Well, I'm going to tell you about this hoarding thing. If you know your family is not going to be able to buy food in 6 months, what is the first thing you're going to do today if you're financially able? You're going to start buying up some food. You're going to start hoarding. So if they don't want us to hoard, they shouldn't tell us we're going to have a food shortage in 6 months. And the thing that really bothers me is they say it's 6 months away. Did they plan it? I mean, how do they know it's coming in 6 months? It sounds a lot to me like they've planned this thing. This is something that they want to do for some reason, or else they wouldn't know 6 months. But they're telling you not to hoard. Well, I'm sorry for them. I'm going to take care of my family. I don't care what they say. And if it means hoarding, well, I'm going to hoard all I can. Okay, we're going to talk about what you need to stock up on, because y'all, we need to take care of our families. We need to take care of ourselves. We can't listen to these fools in Washington telling us not to hoard. So here are some things that would help us start buying like right now. And if we're 6 months away, you don't have to go out and really buy a whole lot of stuff. You can go to the grocery store and buy a few extra items every week until we get there. Okay, the first thing is canned goods. Buy all the canned goods you can. Canned vegetables. Everything that's in cans is cooked. You could eat it straight from the can. You could just open the can and have a spoon and eat those vegetables, eat whatever it is you want straight from the can, because it's already cooked before it's canned. Pastas, dry pastas. They keep a long time, so buy up some pastas. Dry beans, they keep almost forever in a airtight container. Dry beans is so good. It's something that the young people don't really know much about today, but I love dry beans. Rice, keep it in a cool, dark, airtight container. It will keep almost forever. Where you run into problems with rice is if moisture gets into it, if air gets into it. But make sure it's sealed up good and it's in a cool, dry place. Canned meats. I'm talking stuff like potted meat, Vienna sausages, Spam, Treat. All of these canned meats, they keep almost forever. I mean, everything's got a date on it, but those are best sold by. That don't mean it's ready for the garbage if you get past the date. It's still perfectly good. As long as the integrity of the can has not been bothered. If there's no rust, no dents, no broken seals, anything like that, it should be just fine. Another thing we need to stock up on, and I'm sure we all know it, is toilet paper. Because when we get closer to that 6 months date, toilet paper is going to disappear. So buy an extra pack a week until you get there. You don't have to go out and buy a carload of it right now. Soaps, hand soaps, dish soaps, laundry soap. These things are going to be needed. Because, people's going to be out doing all this manual labor and stuff. Soaps is going to be very important. First aid equipment, Band-Aids, iodine, alcohol, ointments, pain pills like Advil and stuff like that. These things are going to come in very handy when the shortages start. So if you buy just a few items every week until we get there, you should be just fine. Okay, let's talk about what would fix this whole thing right now perfectly, and this would never happen. And that would be farmers. Farmers grow our food. But farmers can't grow all they want to grow. Have you ever noticed that when you're driving down a country road, you pass by this big farm, and it's just full of corn growing, soybeans growing, cotton growing. You got all of these things growing in these huge fields. And then the very next field is barren. It don't have a thing on it. You ever wonder why that is? It's because farmers can't grow as much as they want to or as much as they can. The government tells them how much they can grow. Did you know farmers don't own their own seeds? They have to get their seeds from the government. The government keeps track of everything they grow. They can only grow what the government will give them permits to grow. So therefore, backyard gardens is going to come in handy. Just a little backyard garden. You ain't got to have no big acreage. Just a little backyard coverage will help you through this tight time. And it would be better to grow like leafy greens, stuff that's easy to grow. Leafy greens, that kind of stuff. I mean, don't get out there and try to be a first-class farmer your first time out, because that's not going to work out pretty either. So turnip greens, lettuces, collards is very easy to grow. Mustard greens, that kind of stuff is very easy to grow. You can almost just throw the seeds down and they will grow. Government needs to get out of the way of these farmers and let them do their job. So many times we blame people for not doing their job, but it's not their fault. It's the government with all their regulations, taxes, fees, rules. These farmers bought this land so they could have a farm, so they could grow vegetables, so they could provide for America. And now the government tells them they can't. They can't produce all they can. They can only produce this amount. Well, if we're facing food shortages, why can't they grow everything that's possible to grow? Grow everything under the sun. Well, I'll tell you why that is. Because with the government controlling how much the farmers can grow, the government also controls the prices. They want to be in control of everything. They get tax monies from this. When we go to the grocery store and buy food, we don't pay taxes. But when the farmers buy fertilizer, they pay taxes. When they buy farm equipment, they pay taxes. And that's another thing too, farm equipment. A combine for your fields out there. that big watering apparatus on wheels that waters your big fields. These things cost millions of dollars. A farmer can't afford these things on their own. So what do? Well, you take a community, a small town real close to us, Atmore, Alabama. You see it all the time. A bunch of farmers gets together in a co-op and they put their money together and buy one combine or something like that. I mean, they buy these equipments together and then they take turns at using it. And it's good that they can do this. It's good that that works out for them. But wouldn't it be so much better if they had their own equipment and they could use it anytime they needed to? They had such a big garden, they're not restricted on how much they can plant, and they would have to have their own equipment in order to take care of the bigger gardens. I mean, we need to get the government out of the way of the farmers and let the farmers do their jobs. To the farmers, I will say thank you so much for the job that you've done. It's a job that is a hard job, and it's a lifelong job, and you get up before daylight and you don't go to bed until after dark. You work your butts off, and our government does not appreciate you enough to let you do your job. The woke generation today, these young woke generations, they would starve to death without the farmers because they wouldn't know how to grow a turnip root. Y'all, the woke generations could never do the job that these farmers do, but they sure as hell can tell them how to do their job. I think it's time we leave the farmers alone and let them do their job. Y'all, if a food shortage is coming in 6 months, do what you need to do to prepare for your family today. Don't let this food shortage sneak up on us if it happens. Or is this another scare tactic? Well, 6 months away, that will be about the time of the election. So, is that just another scare tactic? Y'all, please sound off in the comments below. Give me your views on all this stuff. Let's have a discussion. People that's coming back to this channel, to this video, please read the comments that other people are leaving and engage in discussion with them. I will not allow any kind of fighting or disrespect, but please engage in a civil conversation. This is something that's very serious, and we need to have civil conversations about it now before 6 months is here, and then we're wringing our hands. Oh Lord, what do I do? What do I do? We have no food. Y'all, if we don't handle it now, we only have ourselves to blame. Y'all, I love you all. Be sure and check out earlier videos today. And please keep your faith in Jesus Christ. He's going to get us through all of this garbage. Say a prayer for our world. Say a prayer for our country. Say a prayer for those people in Washington. Say a prayer for everyone that's hurting through COVID, financial hardship, or any other affliction. Just know I love you all. Until next time. Ciao.